Just in terms of the business improvement stages, I think this is important for what we're going to talk about today. There's the time frame on the left, and on the right we talk about things that are visible and invisible. Most of the things that we like to have in business are visible, right? The structure, right? The first part of the process is to get the structure right. The right customers, the right pricing, the right management team, the right structure, the right processes. And that's where people like to focus. The next piece, which we're going to talk about today, are waste, and we're going to touch briefly about beliefs. But if you have the right structure, a vast majority of the companies in this office have structure. Would we agree with that? We have structure. Is it the right structure? Probably, maybe. I'm not sure. But then, is there waste in the structure? That's the question. Okay? And then, so they're the key elements where I said we're going to talk about waste in a 2-hour seminar. This is only the beginning of the process for you, for us together. That it normally takes 1 year to get the structure right. I have companies that have done it in 3 months. I've had companies that it's now year 4 and they still don't have it right. The reason? Because we did not establish a one-page accountability plan for when things are going to get done. Rob, I get it. Like we know what we need to do. Okay, did you ever go in a meeting? So let's just use an example within your company and just think about it. You go into a meeting, and it's a monthly meeting. And so you go in, it's now July. You walk into the July meeting, and you start talking about the same things that you talked about in June. Anybody ever experienced that? Or what did we talk about the last time? Right? People within our office, and even clients, I hope it doesn't drive them nuts, but hopefully you understand why I do it. When I meet with clients, I summarize in an agenda. Here are the things that we discussed. Here are the things that we need to do. You know why? Because the next time we meet, it's going to be, did we do what we were supposed to do? If not, then we have a problem, right? But documenting what we're going to do is important. Accountability, okay? And then, so structure, waste, beliefs. Just keep that in mind as we're going through it. Structure we can handle at another seminar. The focus of today is waste, okay? Just in terms of the business improvement stages, we talked briefly about structure. The right customers, the right products, the right cost to manufacture or deliver, the right employees in management. And I would just take a pause. Think of your organization. Do we have the right customers? We talk about top-line growth. Well, just by increasing the top line does not really mean anything to me. I said to a client, and I said it once, it was December 15th, and he was talking about giving out bonuses at year end. And my expertise is in distribution. He called me, he said, Rob, we're thinking about giving bonuses at the end of the year. They're actually a chemical distributor. And I said to him, I said, well, what's your premise for giving out bonuses? He said, well, we've improved. Improved what? I said. So we improved our top line, we made more money. And I said, well, what's your thought in terms of why you're giving bonuses out? He said, well, I was golfing with my buddies in October, and I was golfing with my buddies in October, and they're having a miserable year. So now think about perception. Perception is he's having a better year than he did, and his buddies are having a terrible year. I said, well, what do they do? One's in construction, home building, and the other is a general contractor. This was 3 years ago. The problem is construction and general contractors during that period were in the worst times that they've probably experienced. But chemical distribution companies from other chemical distributors that we have were having the best years that they've ever had. So point being, when I said you should, I don't think that's a good idea, because your peer group is up here, your buddies may be down here, and that's unfortunate. But I told him, I said, if you're going to do that, I said, I'm going to leave public accounting and I'm going to come sell for you. Because I can sell, if you're just undercutting things and not understanding your competition, then I can do it, right? But the point is that he had the right customers, he didn't have the right price, he wasn't considering the market competition. These are all things that you need to consider in terms of structure. Waste, identification of issue, I kept it to one point because we're going to talk about this. Belief. That was at the bottom of the triangle, but it was the largest piece of the triangle. Because it was at the bottom, that's natural for a triangle. It didn't mean that it's more important.